Hello. So today's video is going to be super chill. We're just going to be talking about some Christmas movies that I've seen, both the good and the bad. So let's get started. So the first movie we're going to be talking about is called The Holiday, and it is one of my favorite movies, not just one of my favorite Christmas movies, but just one of my favorite movies in general. This movie stars Cameron Diaz, Kate Winslet, Jack Black, Jude Law, and Eli Wallach, and those are the main actors in this movie. The Holiday is about two women who switch homes for the holidays to escape the problems of their lives. Overall, this movie is very sweet and wonderful and charming. If you haven't seen this one, you're really missing out. So the next movie we'll be talking about is Klaus. It is the classic Santa Claus origin story. However, this movie can definitely stand on its own against all the other Santa Claus origin stories. It's very unique. It involves a Cusco-esque main character named Jesper who moves to a new town to study to be a postman. In this new town, the people there are very unhappy. They're all bickering and fighting and they all hate each other. Jesper then meets a toy maker named Klaus. The two of them then begin handing out gifts and they form a very unlikely friendship. It is sweet, funny, and well animated. I definitely recommend this Christmas movie. So the next group of movies we're going to be talking about is the Rankin-Bass Christmas movies, and those are, the classic Christmas stories. There's Santa Claus, there's Rudolph and Frosty, all of them. And I love them all. They're very nostalgic. I watched most of these when I was a kid, so I have good fond memories of them. The main five I want to mention are Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty the Snowman, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, The Year Without a Santa Claus, and Jack Frost. These movies are very cute and kid-friendly, and a lot of them are stop-motion animation, which holds a very special place in my heart. I love that form of animation. It's very cool looking to me. As a side note, when looking for these movies, I found a movie called The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus, and I can't tell you how terrifying this movie sounds. Just the description of it and the pictures, it looks so scary. If I would have seen this one as a kid, I probably would have been traumatized. Heck, if I watched it today, I probably would be traumatized. You can look it up, but don't say I didn't warn you. The next movie we'll be discussing is Annabelle's Wish. This movie is about a calf named Annabelle who is friends with a young boy who cannot speak after the traumatic death of his parents. And wow, that sounds really sad when I say it out loud, but it's not that bad. Anyways, Annabelle wishes that she could fly like reindeer, and the little boy wishes that he could speak. It's kind of bittersweet. There are very sad moments, but overall it's very uplifting and cute. The next movie we'll be talking about is Barbie and the Nutcracker. Anyone who knows me knows I love a good Barbie movie. When I was little, I collected them all. I had a whole VHS collection. If that doesn't show how old I am, I don't know what does. But I had a whole VHS collection of all of the Barbie movies up until the age I turned 9, I think, and then I lost them all. I don't know what happened to them, but I had from 2001 until maybe 2004 to 2005, all of the Barbie movies that were released, and they were actually, if I remember correctly, they released a new one every year. So to say I'm a Barbie fan is an understatement, I guess. I have very, very nostalgic memories of all of my Barbie movies, and so this one is included. This is actually the very first Barbie movie ever released. It was released in 2001, and it's the classic Nutcracker story, except with a Barbie twist. Also, take a look at this gorgeous dress. Utterly beautiful. The sparkles, the tulle, the sleeves, oh my gosh. 6-year-old me was living for this dress. And the dress in Barbie and Swan Lake was really good too. Actually, I think I like that one better. It had more sparkles. Oh my gosh, it was so pretty. Oh, and the one in the Rapunzel one was gorgeous too. Maybe I was just in it for the dresses. Barbie and the Nutcracker is the perfect Christmas movie to watch if you have young children or if you grew up watching these movies and you want to relive that. It is a good little introduction to the Nutcracker Ballet, but you also get to hang out with Barbie and her friends, so win-win. Beauty and the Beast is kind of an unconventional choice for a Christmas movie. There was snow involved, and so when I was little, I was like, Christmas movie, and then I watched it every year. Everyone knows this movie, so I don't have to say much about it, but it's a classic for a reason. Gremlins is a movie that I mentioned in my Halloween video, so I don't really have to go into detail into this one either. This movie is one that I can watch during Halloween or Christmas. It is a campy 80s monster flick, but it's also set during Christmas, so that makes it a Christmas movie, right? Holiday in Handcuffs is a weird one, but it's one my family loves. We watch this one almost every year for a very long time. It definitely has questionable morals and involves a Stockholm Syndrome situation. Let me explain. So Trudy is a waitress whose boyfriend just broke up with her, and in her desperation, she kidnaps a guy at gunpoint and forces him to be her boyfriend for the holidays. So that way she doesn't have to tell her family that she's single again. There are lots of Christmas movies with practically the same plot. Someone acting as someone else's significant other for the holidays so their family doesn't question them about their love life is a super common trope in holiday movies for some reason. I will list a few here, and I have my notes, so I'm just going to read off of my notes. So we have holiday engagement, hitched for the holidays, holiday boyfriend, a fiance for Christmas, a December bride, a snow bride, the mistletoe promise, my best friend's Christmas, A Christmas for the Books, Grounded for Christmas, and the most recent perpetrator is Netflix's Single All the Way. And that's just scraping the surface of the holiday fake romance storyline. There's also another very similar movie called My Fake Fiancé, which just so happens to star Melissa Joan Hart, the star of Holiday in Handcuffs. Not only does there exist multiple movies with the same plotline, but Melissa Joan Hart is in 2 of them. The 12 Dates of Christmas is about a woman who is having a very hard time in her love life and her personal life. And in a freak accident, she wakes up on the same Christmas Eve 12 days in a row. She has to get things right in order for this spell to break or something. She learns a lot along the way about love and how to treat other people. In the beginning, I wasn't too big of a fan of her character, but by the end of the movie, she does get a little better. This movie may be more of a nostalgic thing for me. It was a tradition for a while for us to watch this movie every year. It's nothing special. It's another Groundhog Day ripoff, like many others, but it's Christmas. This would be the perfect movie to turn on while you're making cookies or wrapping presents. It's easy to keep up with, even if you miss a few minutes here and there. Dear Santa is about a woman named Crystal who accidentally acquires a letter that a little girl wrote to Santa, and this little girl thinks that her dad is lonely, and so she is wishing for a wife for him. So out of curiosity, she decides that she wants to get to know them, and she ends up falling in love with the dad. This movie is insane. But just like Holiday in Handcuffs, we watched this one for multiple years in a row. At least Holiday in Handcuffs is entertaining in a weird sort of way. It's just creepy and manipulative while also being very boring. Yet we watch this one every year for a few years. Anyways, this movie is very bad. It features a spoiled rich girl who learns that poor people exist and changes her spoiled ways. It also features a precocious little girl who meddles in her parents' lives, an evil girlfriend who is not actually that bad, but she acts like an evil stepmom from a Disney movie. And last but not least, a clueless love interest. This movie is filled to the brim with tropes and cliches, and it's just dumb. Skip this one. So y'all are gonna hate me for this opinion, but I really don't like The Polar Express. It's a good movie, but I don't think I could ever watch it again. It came out when I was in 3rd grade, so from 3rd grade until I finished school, we played it every single year. It was clean and inoffensive and easy to get, so every teacher picked this movie for Christmas movie day every year. And there was one time when I was in like 5th grade where we were watching that movie in 2 different classes the same year. And I'm the type of person who loves to rewatch movies, but I don't like for it to be forced on me. It has to be my choice, so school ruined Polar Express for me. The Santa Claus is a 1994 movie starring Tim Allen. It is the origin story of the next Santa Claus. In this universe, there isn't just one Santa Claus forever like most movies portray. According to this movie, eventually Santa dies and someone has to take his place. It's definitely a unique story, and it's considered a classic. I'm kind of apathetic towards it. I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's just there. The only good thing to come out of this movie is the Danny Gonzalez song, and I listen to that one every year. It brings me a ton of joy. Let's do a few honorable mentions. These are movies that I just don't have a whole lot to say about them, but I watched them and I wanted to include them. The first one is Prancer. Prancer is very cute, it's very fun, it's the perfect Christmas movie for families. The next one is Unlikely Angel. This movie stars Dolly Parton, and who doesn't love Dolly Parton? She's a national treasure. Number 4 is Coat of Many Colors. Again, Dolly Parton, enough said. And the last one is While You Were Sleeping. This movie is considered a Christmas movie to some, and I really like it, so I thought I'd include it. There are some sketchy morals in this one. It involves a big lie that spirals out of control, so there's that. But it's still entertaining. And that's it. That's all the Christmas movies I wanted to talk about this year. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.